President Obama's on the road again today. This time he's taking his economic town hall to Peoria, Illinois.
Peoria is one of many Midwestern cities that has been hurt by the recession. CBN's Jennifer Wishon traveled there for a first-hand look at how life has changed in Peoria in these hard times.
Scott Carlson graduated from Illinois State University in December, ready to take on the world.
I'm willing to hear anybody's offer, but especially right now, but not a whole lot of takers.
Companies Carlson once considered safe, long-term employers are no longer hiring, or worse, they're laying off workers.
It's a tough situation, and there's some people that are scared. You know, how soon is the economy going to come back? When do we think we'll be able to, attract more jobs?
Peoria fell into economic realities last month when Caterpillar, a company headquartered here, announced it was laying off 20,000 workers company-wide, including more than 2,000 in Illinois. And as strong economic headwinds continue in 2009, more layoffs are on the way.
We believe the global economic growth for the world's economies will be the slowest in 60-plus years.
Lines for free food at Peoria's Southside Mission are longer these days. A lot of the faces are new.
In the past year, we're starting to see a lot of middle-class folks coming to our food pantry.
You want lemon meringue pie or coconut cream?
This economy has removed people's wiggle room. Middle-class folks are in danger of becoming working-class folks. Working-class folks are in danger of becoming working poor.
Times are tough, but in many ways, Peoria is in better shape than other communities. Peoria has been frozen by tough economic times in the past, but the community has learned from its mistakes. The economy here is now more diverse, making it easier to navigate the icy economic waters.
Most of them didn't get over their heads with their mortgage. They lived within their means with, the credit that they have.
Companies like Caterpillar will likely benefit from President Obama's plan to invest in infrastructure projects as orders for equipment increase. The city isn't waiting for a stimulus check, though. It's forging ahead with a $110 million hotel project, with hopes the nation's economic crisis will be over by the time it's completed. Meanwhile, Carlson's college loan bills are stacking up.
Right now, I'm definitely needing the money. I got to start figuring something out quick.
Just one of many folks guaranteeing the president a captive audience during his visit. Jennifer Wishon, CBN News, Peoria, Illinois.
Well, if I were to make a bet, I'd bet on Caterpillar. It's probably one of the strongest industrial companies we've got in America. And in terms of exports, it's one of the strongest as well. All the construction projects around the world use Caterpillar equipment. And so any kind of a rebound, Caterpillar will come back, and so you see.
They're making wise, not easy for their employees, but wise decisions for the corporation so that it can sustain itself. Wise and necessary, I guess.
Well, Lee Webb has the rest of our top stories from the CBN newsroom. Lee?
Pat, after weeks of debate and bargaining, Congress has struck a deal on an economic stimulus bill totaling $789 billion. The bill includes $282 billion in tax cuts, $311 billion for infrastructure and education, and nearly $200 billion to help the states make up their deficits in their budgets. Many Republicans, though, still not happy with the bill. House Minority Leader John Boehner calling it disappointing. But the deal goes back before the full House in the Senate now, and a final vote, Pat, is expected today or tomorrow.
You know, Lee, I find it hard to believe that I could go into a negotiating session, and I've gone into negotiating sessions dealing with millions of dollars, but to go in one dealing with hundreds of billions of dollars, say, well, we'll take 20 billion off of here and 15 billion off of there and add 100 billion here. It's virtually impossible for an average human being or ever a brilliant human being to figure all that out. And those congressmen aren't doing it. It's kind of like, all right, let's slice a little here, slice a little there. But what about the ultimate spending of that stuff? It's not going to be in the bill. It's going to have to be worked out, and who knows where it's going to go. Lee?
Investors and analysts worldwide expect the value of the dollar to fall because of the huge cost of the stimulus and bailout programs. Still, China says it will keep buying U.S. Treasury bonds because they're the best option in a difficult financial world. A top Chinese banking regulator tells the Financial Times that China knows the dollar will decline because Washington is spending trillions of dollars. But he says U.S. securities are still, quote, the safe haven. And he adds, there is nothing much we can do. Pat?
Well, investors yesterday said there's something more we can do. They jumped the price of gold over $30 an ounce, and that's what they're doing. They're not necessarily going into some paper currency, but they're fleeing the dollar. And the Chinese, I guess that's good news for America that they say they'll keep on buying the stuff, but I have a feeling the Chinese are too smart to lock it all in that way. I think they're going to be moving into gold, whether it's quietly or not, they'll be doing it. Lee?
Pat, General Electric has come up with a novel way to encourage employees to stop smoking. Pay them a bonus. GE recently conducted a stop smoking study, and it paid one group of employees $750 as an incentive to quit. Another group didn't get a bonus. 1 year later, 15% of those paid were still tobacco-free. That's 3 times the success rate of those that didn't get paid. GE is planning to offer the incentive program nationwide now as a way to save money on extra health costs for employees who do smoke. Pat, 15%, not a big percentage, but I guess GE has added up the cost and feel this is the way to go.
Well, let's hope so. You stopped. How'd you do it?
You know what? The Lord set me free.
Did he set you free?
Just like that. I had tried for many years to stop, became a believer, didn't realize that it was, I knew it was bad for my body, but didn't realize it was really against the principles of God. And I took one look at it, put it down, and never smoked again.
Well, I saw the pictures of rats whose backs had been painted with nicotine, and I saw the horrible tumors that were caused by that, and I began to realize, hey, I now have all the reason. $600-700 probably wouldn't have done it with me, but seeing those infected rats did. And I came out of a class in law school, an evidence class. It's kind of years ago. It was over 50 years ago. It's still in my mind. I took one last puff, threw the cigarette down, grounded on the floor, said that's the last one I'm going to smoke.
You know, in high school they show you the lung film, you know, with the pink lung and the black lung. But you know, when you're young, you think, oh, that's not going to be me. I'm young. I've got time. But boy, nowadays, you know, it's everywhere.
I didn't have enough reason. And people don't really have a reason to smoke cigarettes. They really don't have a reason, and they need a good reason not to. 21 days. First few days are difficult. First week or two, it's difficult. And after a while, something reverses. And so instead of being something that's desirable, it becomes something loathsome. It used to be a ashtray full of cigarettes was loathsome to me. The smell was, did you find it?
Well, you know what, that God has a sense of humor, because I, of course, enjoyed it when I smoked, and now I'm allergic to it. So
well, that's...
I can't win.
Okay.
The recent nationwide salmonella outbreak linked to tainted peanut butter is prompting tighter food safety procedures. Representatives with the Food and Drug Administration told lawmakers that agency inspectors will now routinely collect peanut butter samples to test for bacteria. Currently, samples are tested only if contamination is suspected. Consumer advocates want all food companies to be required to follow food safety plans, not just some. Fireproof has won the Epiphany Prize for the most inspiring movie of 2008. The award was presented Wednesday night at the annual Movie Guide Faith and Values Awards Gala in Beverly Hills. Fireproof stars Kirk Cameron as a fireman struggling to save his marriage. The film was produced for just $500,000, but it earned more than $33 million at the box office, and now it's a best-selling DVD. You can always get the latest from CBN News by going to CBN.com.